Myths about veganism. theveganculture.com. Vegans tend to receive quite a lot of hate for their dietary choices. I found countless articles stating why veganism is a poor choice for consumers. But are these concerns really valid? Are all vegans really vitamin deficient and anemic? While some vegans do not seem concerned about ensuring that they get all of the necessary vitamins and nutrients, a carefully planned vegan diet can lead to many health benefits for the consumer. Not to mention that many Americans who do not follow a plant-based diet are vitamin deficient and simply unaware of the fact. These are some common myths used to argue that a vegan diet cannot sustain healthy human life. 1. All vegans are vitamin B12 deficient. Some of the top sources of vitamin B12 include eggs, salmon, and beef, leading many to believe that the only way to get the vitamin is to consume animal products. However, what you may not have realized is that the reason these products tend to be so high in B12 is because the animals they were produced from were supplemented. Therefore, a vegan who decides to supplement instead of consuming the animal is simply cutting out the middleman. On top of this, some other great sources of B12 include nutritional yeast and breakfast cereal. So it is entirely possible for a vegan to get at least part of their B12 from food. Not to mention that 68% of the adults in America supplement their diet. You may have noticed that this percentage is much higher than the percentage of vegans in the US. How is it then that the vegan community is the only one attacked for needing to supplement while many people on an omnivorous diet are unable to consume all of the nutrients they need from their food? 2. You must take a life in order to have life. Many people believe that the taking of life or eating animals is necessary to sustain their own life. They argue that while they simply eat the animal that was once a living, breathing creature with feelings, the vegan also must take life. They say that vegan crops are grown in fields where animals once lived, therefore taking the home and killing the animal. While this may be true, and some animals may die in the process of crop production, I recommend that the people who argue this point watch the documentary Earthlings. In the documentary, it is explained how inhumane the treatment of poor animals is that are used for meat or milk production. They may argue that they believe in a world where only ethical meat is eaten and a cruelty-free standard is in place. However, the possibility of a world like that ever coming about is far from reality at the moment. The companies that sell animal products want to produce the product at the least cost to themselves so that they can sell more of it and make more money. How then could we convince them that not only should they completely change the way they've done things for years now, but that consumers really don't want the prices to go up either? On the other hand, maybe if the companies had to treat animals ethically, the price of meat would skyrocket and consumers would begin to consider alternative diets. Maybe not such a bad plan after all. 3. Planning your meals is simply too much effort. Actually, for some people, this one could be true. I don't know your life. However, I also do not believe that you should let go of your commitment to living a healthy life simply because it requires too much planning. Now that the vegan diet is much more popular than it used to be, there is many more vegan food options in the grocery store. So take the extra time, know the nutrients you need in order to maintain health, and live the life you want. Not to mention the fact that many omnivores are simply much less aware of how nutritionally deficient they are or simply don't care. A vegan diet that is planned right can help you to feel healthier and really live your best life. Tell me one more time that isn't worth a little extra planning. 4. Vegan groceries are way too expensive. This one can be true also. If you're living off prepackaged vegan foods. However, if you plan to make your own food, then you can cut the cost significantly. Beans and rice are two of the cheapest things out there. Put these with some vegetables, organic obviously, and some seasoning, and you will realize that your budget will be just fine. This one is simply the omnivores once again trying to justify their ways by saying how expensive a vegan diet is, probably because they don't want you to notice how much they're spending on meat. The vegan diet has many doubters, and you may find yourself constantly explaining why you're a vegan to people who just can't grasp your choices. However, there's many benefits to the diet also. Just look at the lower rates of illness and the fact that vegans are one of the few groups of Americans that are most likely to have a healthy BMI. The thing that people never bring up when attacking the vegan diet is that our planet simply can't handle the amount of greenhouse gas emissions produced by cows, or that while many areas suffer from a water shortage, we still expend ridiculous amounts of water in order to produce meat from cows. The health benefits of the vegan diet are not the only reason to go vegan. There are many environmental benefits as well.